are going to make a outpost slash military kind of tower for our campaign. So I'm just going to use stuff I already got, like popsicle sticks, some tongue depressors, and a few of these dowels. So let's see how this turns out. I think how I want to build this is to build the kind of the base that they would stand on first, to have something to support the dowels from the top. So this isn't going to be huge. I want it to be big enough to look, you know, decent. I think that's probably good right there. Let's see, probably fit a couple of guys in there. Yeah, I think this will work. So let's cut the edges off here, make it flat, straight across, and then we'll glue these together. Let this glue dry kind of overnight, just so we're definitely sure it's done, and then we'll basically flip this over and we'll just line kind of the whole outside here, and we'll have one spot for an opening, and then we'll kind of use these dowels just for what it will sit on. I'll use the 4, which this is probably going to be too high, so I'll have to cut it down shorter, but I'm thinking maybe something like, probably like this here. All right, that glue is dry, so we're going to go ahead and put our kind of wall around. To glue these little foam pieces just to the corners here, just to give the dowels here something a little extra to stick to. First I want to go ahead and make sure I get kind of the hole cut out for them. All right, we're gonna let everything kind of solidify a little bit. And then we're going to put kind of crosses on, kind of going down this way. Same thing on this side, just to solidify it, make it solid. But this is kind of what we're getting at here. All right, as you can see, I've been putting supports on here, just to kind of make it a little bit more sturdy before we do any painting. I'm going to show you just putting these last ones on. I've cut these coffee stirrers to length. And then I just kind of just set them down here, and I've been putting them together with just regular old Elmer's glue. So just to give you the kind of what the process is, it's a pretty quick layout where I think they're going to go like that. Let's take a little bit of glue. All right, and we'll let that dry. I do think around the base I'm going to add some sort of like down trees or logs, build up just a little bit, and then I'm going to add a ladder, and then we'll be done. This is super quick. Did not take too long. It's kind of looking exactly how I was envisioning it, which is great when that happens. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and let these dry, and then we will, like I said, add a ladder, put some logs down here, and paint this. I also think painting will be pretty quick too. I'll spray paint the whole thing brown, and then just go over it with a little bit of light dry brushing. All right, so we have the tower all dry. I'm gonna go ahead and put this ladder together. So this is just out of skewers that I had up in the kitchen. And then I cut these coffee stirrers just to length here. So we're gonna glue this together, and then I think we'll be ready to, well, almost ready to paint everything. All right, we are gonna give this a quick dry brush and then wash it, and then we should be good. So let's go ahead and do just a couple of layers of browns on here. All right, we'll give it all a light wash and we'll be done. All right, we're gonna let this all dry. I'll give it a spray of Dull Coat, and you'll see the finished product here upcoming. Quick little build there, finished. Again, only using things I had around the house, popsicle sticks, tongue depressors, some skewers. This came out pretty good. Painting job was, pretty quick as well. One thing I might do differently next time is kind of figure out something different when I'm gluing them down, just because you can see the hot glue pretty easily. For a quick, cheap build though, came out pretty good, in my opinion. And I'll be able to use this in multiple different scenarios. I did not put kind of logs or trees around the base of this, just because if I want to use it for multiple scenarios, I don't know as though it'll always be in the woods, or maybe it's in a desert. Well, I don't know. So I wanted to kind of keep options open there. But again, pretty sturdy. Overall, very happy with this came out. If you like D&D terrain building, miniature painting, things in that vein, please like and subscribe. Thanks.